Today we're going to be looking at interval notation and domains and ranges. First, we're asked to graph each inequality on a number line. So we have x is greater than or equal to 1, and here we have x is less than 0, and here we have more of a complex inequality. X is greater than a -3, but less than or equal to 2. The first thing we need to go over is the fact if we have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, we use a bracket. If we do not have the equal to, we use a parenthesis. That being said, let's look at the x is greater than 1 or equal to 1, either one. So we are going to be looking for a bracket. And so we'll put that at 1, and it is going to go this way. So our number line will look something like that. At 1, we're going to the right. We used a bracket because that includes 1 when we have an equal to. Down here we have x is less than 0. So at 0, we do not have a bracket, but we have a parenthesis, and it is less than 0, so we are going this way with our solutions, and x is less than 0. This parenthesis versus a bracket makes it equal, not equal to 0, but right up to 0. So on this side, we have x is greater than a -3, and it is just greater than, it is not greater than or equal to, so we know we're going to use a parenthesis here at our -3. Now on this side, we have x is less than or equal to 2, and so if it's equal to, like that, we have to have our bracket at 2. And our solution ends up being that area in the middle. So that's what our graph would look like for that inequality. Finding the domain and range. So we're looking at our x values. And on this, if you just look at the x value here, it goes from -2 to 4. But since we have those enclosed or darkened dots, we include those. So we notice we have braces, -2 to 4, and another brace, which includes that point, -2, and that point 4 for our x's. And that, of course, is our domain. Now looking at the y's, we see, okay, it goes there, -2, and it is a solid dot. So we have our bracket, and it goes all the way up to 4 on our y axis. And so the range then is from -2 to 4, including those endpoints. The domain and range of our nice little ellipse is the x values, -4 right here to 3 right here, and we are including those points by putting brackets. The range are the y values, -4 all the way up to our 7, and again we're including those endpoints for a -4, 7. Evaluating functions at certain numbers, f at 1, f at -2, and f at 0 in this case. And we're given a piecewise function. If x is less than or equal to 0, we use that one. If it is greater than 0, we use that one. So we look at f at 1, and we know f at 1 fits into this lower function because 1 is greater than 0. So we plug that 1 into there, and we get a -2 times 1, which of course is a -2, minus 3 more is a -5. Then the point is simply 1, -5. Doing the same thing with -2, we figure out where that fits in, and of course it is less than or equal to 0. So we use this part of the equation. So we have 5 times -2 plus 6, which is a -4. So then the point in this case is -2, -4. F at 0 then, where does that fit in? Well, x is 0 here. It says it can be x is 0, so we use this equation, and 5 times 0 is 0, and we get 6. So that point is simply 0, 6. Going on with our graphing of piecewise functions, we want to graph that, and we had those points 1, -5. 1, -5 is here, 1, -5, -2, -4, -2, -4 is right there, and 0, 6, of course, is on our y-axis up here. So that's our graph of our piecewise function.